Down to our last two positions, we will be having our candidates for SSLG Vice President. This also marks the start of the free-form debate. Moreover, remember only 1 minute will be given for your introduction. Let us start with Yukto.
Good day, everyone. I am Marie Pauline Adriela Esoday, running for the position of Vice President under the party list. As I stand here in front of you today, I do not just represent myself as someone who has the passion to serve the LPSci community wholeheartedly, but I also represent my fellow candidates, taking pride and confidence in our party list, fully embodying as the youth uprising for growth and transformational order. Molded with my previous experiences, not just as a leader, but also as a follower, since I was in elementary, I can say that I have what it takes to be the student leader that the community can rely on and entrust themselves with. It takes great courage to become the person that I am today. With this, I would like to take this opportunity to inspire other aspiring student leaders to not be afraid in coming out of their comfort zone, to step up and take a big leap as we become the future student leaders that we've been dreaming of. After all, as what Enola Holmes has said, it only takes a small flame to start the fire. That is all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am Lara Jo Olayeta, the current president of TEM Commitment, running for the position of SSLG Vice President under the Arangada party list. I go by the saying that nothing that is meant for you will ever get away. I believe that my strengths as a leader and my ability to properly evaluate myself helps me acknowledge my weak points and assess how to overcome it. With those combined, I can further improve myself as a student leader.
Okay, this marks the start of the free-form debate. Arangada will be the first one to answer. Oh, Yukto will be the first one to answer. The question is, student councils often face limitations in terms of authority and resources. How do you plan to overcome these challenges and still make a meaningful impact on the student body? This is from Sergio Manlobigla and from Joel Generosity.
Since as the student council have limited resources, this doesn't mean na hindi lang dun tatapos yung pagiging flexible natin as a student leader. And as a student leader, we should be flexible enough to find ways in serving the LPSci or the student body. With this, we can either collaborate with the organizations and teachers, and as well as the students themselves. And if we wanted to do a project that can somehow improve and be meaningful and create a big impact to the community itself.
In order to face the limitations of authority and resources, if collaboration is important. Collaboration and communication, I believe, is important for student leaders. We must collaborate with different organizations, with the different clubs, because in this journey, we are not alone. Alam naman natin lahat na it takes a community to raise a child. At tayo ang child na yun. It is us students. So as a student leader, I believe that the limitations can be conquered by collaborating and also by through different programs and platforms like fundraising, and also for the authority, I believe now working well with them and building good connections and relationships and communicating clearly is key to it.
Sa pagkakaroon ng limited resources, syempre, if ever we wanted to find a way, ay hindi pa rin mawawala dyan yung mga pag-limit mismo ng mga teachers and students themselves. But what we can do is, we can push them and find other resources such as from ourselves, from our own resources, kasi hindi lang naman yung sarili natin yung gusto nating pagsilbihan at maging and yung gusto natin mag-improve, kundi yung community na pinagsiservan natin. After all, we are not just serving for the whole student body, but we are also serving for the other communities as well.
Naniniwala naman ako ng good yung intentions natin lahat, lalo na tayo mga student leaders. And naniniwala din ako na lahat tayo gusto natin mapabuti yung student body. So, by going by that saying and by that belief, I believe na kailangan lang natin ipaintindi sa mga higher ups, sa mga parents, sa mga teachers, sa iba pang mga authorities kung bakit ginagawa natin to, kung bakit makakabuti ito para sa student body. Educating them and communicating with them, listening to their opinions, to their concerns, and also evaluating the pros and cons of the different activities na gagawin natin. That is also a way.
The candidates here in a free-form debate, so please feel free to ask each other about their answers from the question.
You said na kailangan ng communication with the other students and the other communities as well. What if yung mismong community na yun ay yung ayaw na makipag-cooperate sa inyo mismo? What can you do as an aspiring vice president to make them want to follow and compromise with your suggestions?
As an aspiring vice president, I believe na we should still continue to persuade them hanggat sa hindi na talaga pwede. I believe na, ayan, kausapin natin sila clearly, we should respect them. Communicate with them and work with them with respect and politeness, kahit na magkaiba yung views natin. And kailangan lang naman na intindihin natin kung saan nagagaling yung bawat side. Kasi I believe na bawat side, meron talaga silang mga pinanggagalingan, meron silang mga pinaghuhugutan na reasons kung bakit ganito yung opinion nila sa isang project. Ang question ko for you is, how will you tackle the problem with the limitation ng resources kung bawal ang pag-solicit ng mga funds?
Bawal pag-solicit ng funds ay hindi lang naman, like what I've said, hindi lang naman doon nagtatapos ang ating way to serve. There are also fundraising activities na sa tingin ko ay hindi required doon ang pagsosolicit. Because of the fundraising, we are not really requiring them to donate, but we are highly encouraging them to do so.
Okay, that's for the first question. Now we have our second question. Leadership calls for an in-depth understanding of one's unique strengths and an ability to connect with a diverse group. The student body has already heard your strengths during the campaign period. Now our question is, what is your biggest weakness that maybe makes students hesitate to vote for you? And how do you plan to overcome this weakness as a student leader?
Honestly, what I think that my biggest weakness is, there are two actually. Yun ay ang pagkakaroon ng magandang communication with the people that I am with. And second is yung people would most find me intimidating. I plan to make sure that this won't happen again, because being intimidating is a characteristic that people would find na hindi isang leader. And because of that, I would like to reassess that by kung na ako mismo yung mag-approach sa kanila, by showing them that I am not the intimidating person that they find. And because of my problems with communication, I plan to solve this naman with the help of my fellow candidates. With my fellow candidates and co-party lists, alam ko naman na sila yung pwede kong lapitan at alam ko sila yung maaari makatulong sa akin para maka-overcome ito.
Para sa akin, ang aking biggest weakness is I am prone to burnout. Alam naman natin lahat naman tayo actually prone to burnout, but I believe that is my biggest weakness. And to overcome this and to resolve this, I believe na building good support systems with my friends, with my fellow students, with my family, that is important kasi kasama rin doon ang mental health. And also, I believe na together with my running mates, together with kung sino man yung makakasama ko sa SSLG, pag nag-collaborate kami is talagang mababawasan yung pressure and yung workload ng isa't isa. And also, having a positive outlook on life, being open-minded is important. Para syempre, we can see the good things in life. Hindi pwedeng palagi tayong negative. We should also think in an optimistic way.
I would also like to expand further on my problems with communication. Ako honestly, I am a shy person, and I plan to improve that. And as I become a student leader, na-improve naman ito by as I communicate with other class officers as well. And hindi lang naman ito yung paraan. I also plan to become more friendlier in terms of social media and other platforms, so that mabago yung kanilang perception sa akin ng pagiging intimidating.
Please use the remaining time to ask each other follow-up questions. In that case, the free-form debate has ended. We will now be proceeding to the questions asked by students.
This is another question from Bantila Aguhar. What specific actions would you take to ensure that the student government is representative of and responsive to the needs and concerns of all student demographics, including marginalized or underrepresented groups?
Please repeat.
The question is, what specific actions would you take to ensure that the student government is representative of and responsive to the needs and concerns of all student demographics, including marginalized or underrepresented groups? You'll be given 30 seconds to answer the question.
Because dahil dito, kailangan natin maging open and free para malapitan nila, and because of this, ay sa pagiging open natin and pagiging malapit natin sa kanila ay maaari nilang sabihin sa atin yung mga gusto nilang sabihin, and because of that, we can highly make a resolution to change this.
I believe that for better representation of students, especially mga underrepresented and yung marginalized communities, kailangan makisalamuha tayo sa kanila. We will not know what their experiences are kung hindi natin sila kinakausap, kung hindi natin sila kinakaibigan. Ayan, dyan tayo sa kwentuhan. And also, ito nga, yung platform ng aming party list is yung Labitions Unite for monthly evaluations. Para at least bring up sa SSG and sa other authorities yung mga gusto nilang, yung mga problems and concerns nila sa school, para at least may representation mula sa iba't ibang mga communities. This question is directed to the Vice President of Barangada Party. This question is from Casey de los Santos of the 10 Environmentalists. Given that people may consider your party to be less experienced, how will you prove that that experience does not equal to a great leader once elected to your respective positions? I believe that to be a great leader, especially sa SSLG, alam naman namin na lahat kami ay first timers lang naman. Pero it's the willingness to learn and the willingness to adapt and being open-minded that will guide us para maging effective SSLG leaders kami. With the help of our SSLG advisors, talagang malalaman natin kung paano ba yung mga ganito, ganyan, kung paano ba ito gawin, kung paano ba ito i-execute.
Thank you, Cam.